Hey, we can afford the next thing of warp. Why not? My options are increase the damage and duration by a whole bunch, or make the opponent take 15% more damage from powers and weapons. That's a relatively minor boost in damage, especially if I immediately detonate it and undo the effect or something. I don't know. I like the idea of just having it just flat out be more effective. I like that idea. We're close to maxing out my 3rd active skill. That's kind of a big deal. No, 4th active skill. Because I have a tech armor, which is a toggle, so it's not one of my slots. And then at that point, I guess all of my other points are just me putting points into whatever I feel like, just to see. Because lift and throw might be a little redundant compared to lash. And while Cryoblast is the type of skill that's like, it's like a low priority skill where like I see its usefulness and then it can crowd control, and if I had that skill in Mass Effect 1 I would use the crap out of it because I would like, yeah, I can freeze that guy and then hit that other guy, and like in the first game you could hit multiple people with different powers from rapid fire, but that was because every power had its own cooldown, so you had to switch it up and stuff. But in this one, the Mass Effect 2 and 3 system seems to just prioritize just, what's the best skill to use in this situation? Use that one a lot until the situation changes. Otherwise, you're just mixing it up at random for the sake of it. So I maxed out my 2 passive skills, I maxed out my toggle skill, and I'm 1 upgrade that costs 6 points away from maxing out my 3rd and final active use skill. Any updates here? Whoa. There's a lot of them here. ANN alert, new article on Reaper. From Alliance News Network information partners, Pharos. A group of colonists on Pharos have mounted a defense against arriving Reaper forces, holding them back long enough for civilians from nearby colonies to escape. The informal militia from Zoo's Hope, said to be survivors of a savage Geth attack several years ago, have repelled initial Reaper landing attempts with a level of wartime competence more common to seasoned platoons. The colonies are using improvised weapons, as well as supplies salvaged from a defunct exogeny facility. The colony is our home, colony spokesman Lisbeth Bainham said. We've survived worse, and we know how to fight together. The colony is expected to have time for full evacuation before more Reaper forces arrive. Have you survived worse? The Thorian was pretty tough, but I don't know if that's worse than a Reaper invasion. That's brutal, though, by the way. Congratulations on saving everyone. Too bad. They're getting attacked by Reapers now. Still fighting from Shiala. Dear Commander Shepard, I don't know if you've seen the articles, but the people of Zoo's Hope are fighting again. This time, it's the Reapers instead of the Geth. So Shiala, I believe, was the Asari that we rescued from the Therian? Wait. Theron? Crap, oh no. Now I can't think of the real name anymore. Cause I'm mixing it up with the name of the weird group of people in Tales of Berseria. Now I can't think of the right name anymore, and I don't even know which one's which now. Oh well. This time it's the Reapers instead of the Geth. I'm not sure if you remember me, but you helped me back on Ilium. The Thorian. That's why I'm mixing them up. They're called Therians in freaking Berseria. That's an irritatingly similar name. The Thorian is dead now, I can confirm that, but the spores in our bodies remain, and on some level we are still connected. It is not necessarily a bad thing. As we fight back the Reapers, we feel each other and act with one mind, ignoring pain when the need arises. I'm sure I'm still indoctrinated. I remember Sovereign's voice in my mind when I went willingly to the Thorian as its thrall, but my connection to the people of Zoo's Hope is stronger. It drowns out the Reaper voices. The situation is imperfect and dangerous. Perhaps the colonists should separate for their own safety, but with one mind, the untrained fight with the skill of veteran commandos. Our force is strong. I have not forgotten how you helped us, how you spared me. We are leaving Pharos soon, and when the time comes, we will fight with you, Shiala. Impressive work from General Corinthius. Commander Shepard, when you first arrived on Monet, I had a hard time seeing how you fly... What? That's just a typo, right? I had a hard time seeing how you flying off with one of our best generals would benefit our fight against the Reapers. Oh, never mind, I'm just an idiot. However, I now watch Turian and Krogan fighters working together to take down a Reaper destroyer. I must admit I am impressed. You've broken an alliance that many thought impossible. Palaven must be saved after all. Might be saved after all. With great respect, General Corinthius, Menagum Command. Making babies from Urdnot Rex. Shepard, making babies again will be fun. Soon as this war is over, let's just say I'll do my part to build our numbers back up. You really came through for us. I'm proud to call you my friend. Eve is in the Kelphic Valley, enlisting support from the other clans and spreading the word. She's going to be a great leader. Most of the males won't like me sharing power with her, but too bad, I run the show. We're off to save the Turians now, since apparently they forgot how to hold a gun. Your regrettable decision from Dalatris Linron. Oh, shut up. Commander, I am deeply disappointed by your actions on Tuchanka. I thought I made clear curing the genophage will have long-term consequences. Once the Reaper threat has passed, our combined forces will be so depleted that no race in the galaxy will be capable of stopping the resurgence of a resurgent Krogan. Moreover, the Krogan will undoubtedly seek revenge for the genophage, and the Solarian Union will be among their first targets. When that day comes, Commander, the blood of my people will be on your hands. I am ashamed to also learn that our scientist sacrificed his life carrying out your orders. This is a dark day not only for my people, but all of galactic civilization. Dalatris Linron, Solarian Union. Yeah, fuck off. Frankly, blood's still on your guys' own hands. If the Solarians ever ultimately get wiped out by Krogans, it's still the Solarians' fault for bringing the Krogans into space in the first place. Yeah, you can't blame me for making the same decision they already did. Hi, Garrus. Unexpected?
Alright, my turn. What's the first order an Alliance commander gives at the start of combat?
I give up.
Correct.
Alright, big guy. What do you call it when a Turian gets killed by a horrible spiky monster?
Friendly fire. Come on, that one goes back to Shang-Chi.
How you gotta respect the classics?
How many humans does it take to activate a dormant mass relay?
602. 600 to vote on it, 1 to ask the Asari for technical help, and 1 to request a seat on the council afterward. How do you know when a Turian's out of ammo?
He switches to the stick up his ass as a backup weapon. Why does the Alliance hire pilots with brittle bone disease?
You're shitting me! The Turian military has one about me?
Oh, absolutely. I heard it myself from a private back on Palaven.
Alright, why does the Alliance hire pilots with brittle bone disease?
So their Marines can beat someone in hand-to-hand drills.
Damn, you need to tell James that one. Hey, what's the hardest part about treating a Turian who took a rocket to one side of his face?
Figuring out which side took the rocket.
Never thought I'd see the Krogan and the Turians team up. Even the Reapers have to be a little nervous about pissing them off.
I'd say more than a little.
I'm sorry about Morden.
He was a good man.
Yeah, he was always running those tests. One time he tagged me in the middle of the night to ask how many livers humans had. And this bump on my elbow? He said it was just a mild bone deformation, but I'm pretty sure he stuck a probe in there.
I'm glad it was just your elbow.
I always thought he was crazy. Useful, but crazy. Then he gives up his own life.
To save the Krogan. Doesn't do much to disprove the crazy theory, huh?
I guess not. But he was one of ours.
So now that we got the Krogan and the Turians, what now?
The Krogan help us turn the tide on Palaven. They can shoot at something useful for a change.
Dig till we hit daylight, huh? Works for me.
So how does it feel knowing Krogan will be singing songs about you until the end of time? I think it would be an honor.
There's enough misery in this universe. It's nice to see something go right for a change.
Can't say I've ever really witnessed history in the making like this. Well, except for Sovereign attacking the Citadel, and then there was the Collector base, but this one felt good. And let's hope Rex keeps running the show on Tuchanka. Maybe we should hire a food taster for him. Imagine the carnage if some young, hot-headed Krogan took over.
It could happen.
I know, it's a chance we have to take, but I have to say, if it wasn't my own world that needed the help, I might have taken that Solarian deal.
I could never bring myself to do that, no matter what I was offered.
I admire your restraint, Shepard. It's nice when we can save the galaxy without destroying another race along the way.
Let's hope our luck holds.
What are you foreshadowing there? That's a dark statement. Also, it's great to have Joker and Garrus exchanging jokes. This is like one of my favorite parts of Mass Effect 3. Obviously, we get major closures of entire story arcs that have been building up for a trilogy. A lot of proper payoff. But just having various crew members actually interact outside of Mass Effect 2 arguments is nice. It actually takes me back to Mass Effect 1 a little bit, where sure, elevators sucked, but having various characters talk to each other on the elevator was pretty neat. It's just kind of a bummer that it was restrained to the elevator because it meant you had to ride elevators over and over again to trigger dialogue. I think the first time I played Mass Effect, when I was nearing the end of my playthrough, I think I did take a bunch of different combinations of crew members and just go up and down elevators with them over and over again to listen to dialogue. It's, that's some hard dialogue to reach sometimes. Dragon Age also did that too. Dragon Age Origins, you can have 3 co-op companions at once, and any combination of them can trigger dialogue between them, so it incentivizes using different combinations, but there's definitely a part of you that's like, oh, I really wish I could hear all of it. But eventually in that specific context, it's just more feasible to look up a YouTube video that's saying, like, here's all of Leliana and Morrigan's dialogue that can trigger over the course of 40 hours, and it's like a 2-minute video that compilates it, and then you work your way down the playlist after you finish your playthrough to hear what you missed, because triggering it yourself is a hell of an ordeal.
I wonder where all the Krogan will live now. I've never seen what you'd call a house on Tuchanka.
Commander?
I wonder where all the Krogan will live now. I've never seen what you'd call a house on Tuchanka.
Where's Edie? Edie is at the AI core. Edie's moving around, okay. And there's all the engineers. I think Trainer said that the engineers want to talk to me, so that'll be one thing to check out along the way. But it's time to make the rounds once again.
The Turians have given us top-level access to their combat data. Their ships are already moving in to help the Alliance fleet. You actually secured a Krogan-Turian alliance. It's one thing to hear about Commander Shepard. It's another to see her in action.
There he is, joining the list. Right on the left, 2 slots down from Kaidenlenko, is Mordin Solus. There's a lot more space for names, too. Hopefully we don't fill this up. Interestingly, I guess the plaques must be rearrangeable or something, because Mordin wasn't added to the bottom. He's, like, 2/3 of the way down the left side. Hey, Doctor. Any updates?
I'm glad to see we have Garrus back. I wanted to help with his scars, but I think he actually likes them.
He needs to work on his chances with Krogan women.
Good to see you, Commander.
So what are you doing in here, Edie?
What are you up to now?
I'm uploading data on the destroyed Reaper to the Turians. They are investigating possible Reaper structural weakness. Our data says Reaper capital ships such as Sovereign are of unique design. However, smaller Reaper destroyers bear similarities.
That one was small?
Relatively, yes. Ground attack ships are only 160 meters in height. Sovereign was approximately 2 kilometers.
Well, keep talking to the Turians. If there's a chink in the Reaper's armor, we all need to know it.
Hello, Shepard.
That is a huge gap, actually. That thing was only 160 meters tall? So Sovereign was more than 10 times the length of that one. Not even talking about overall mass, which would be exponentially higher, but just it's one dimension of its direction of measurement would be bigger than that.
The Reaper destroyed by the Thresher Maw appears to be completely inert, Doctor. We would need to send in teams to be sure.
Out of the question. Tell the Krogan to stay away.
What do we have here? Upgrades? That's just a summary. Ooh, 3 things. Audio log. Oh, it's not actually an audio log. Now I'm sad. Grunt addresses new Aralak company recruits. Recruit. Don't see, still don't understand why they put a tank-grown freak in charge of a whole company. Haha. And I don't understand why they gave me whining pyjacks for soldiers. I have more years in the battlefield than you have kills, Runt. Trying to mate with Solarian females doesn't count as fighting. No one talks to... Somebody help him up. We move in an hour. Email from Dr. Locke to Admiral Hackett. Security almost opened fire on the Rachni when their ships pulled up to the Crucible. Admiral. I had to invoke your name more than once before they were let on board. They're following instructions, but my god, do I have to tell you how nervous everyone on the project is to see Rachni strutting down the halls? They almost gave Professor Lau a fit. I'll let you know how our next staff meeting goes, Dr. Locke. Mass relay traffic reports. Increase and decrease in recent relay traffic. It's just basic stats. Unavailable data on Sharon and Shang-Chi Theta. We're increasing traffic in Omega 2, Widow, and Tassail, decreasing in Signhand and Pelion. Kind of meaningless names to me for the most part.
Busy?
I have time if you'd like to talk. In fact, I could use the distraction.
What's on your mind?
How long it took the Reapers to eradicate the Protheans, and how long they'll need for us. It took them centuries to conquer the Protheans. We're not quite so widespread, but it would still take at least 100 years. It's selfish, but I keep thinking that if we fail... I'm only 109, Shepard. I could live to see the entire cycle come to an end.
Only 109, huh?
I know, it must seem strange to complain about a 1,000-year lifespan. I used to think it was sad that most aliens live such short lives. Maybe it's not such a privilege to outlive so many. To witness so much death.
Don't drive yourself crazy about this, Liara. We're still in the fight.
Only because you're still driving it forward. We finally have other leaders on our side, but none will take us as far as you can. Sometimes I wonder how you do it.
I think of the people I care about. That helps keep me going.
I'm glad I'm among them. I hope.
Of course you are.
I feel better already. Thank you for coming by, Shepard. Why don't we talk later?
Didn't really think about that.
Working on anything?
I'm helping decode some of the Crucible's designs, or trying to. Theoretical particle physics based on specialized base 12 mathematics aren't exactly my specialty. And Javik is his usual forthcoming self. I'd trade my last 100 years to resurrect even one Prothean scientist to help us. The genophage cured. The Krogan have no reason to hold back now, do they? Rex knows what he's doing, but can he keep the Krogan in check? Or will this be the start of another Krogan empire? Eve's organizing the female Krogan. She reminds me of some of the more formidable matriarchs I've known. The Krogan won't let themselves fall by the wayside again. Not like they did after the rebellions. We'll have to get used to them having a bigger part in the galaxy. I hope the Krogan live up to their ancient legacy, and for the better. Hello again.
So I never really thought about that as much, and it's dumb that I didn't, because I should have. Asari lived for an incredibly long time, which means that, yeah, like, it was originally staggering to hear this figure that the extinction of the Protheans took hundreds of years, because you immediately think, well, humans don't live hundreds of years, so if we were in that extinction, we would literally... A lot of us would be witnessing the extinction of our race, but it would be so slow that we would live a full life and die without dying to the war, necessarily. And more people would be born into the war while it was already happening, and live to an old age and die before the war ever wiped out humanity. Like, that's... it would take generations for the war, society to be wiped out. But the Asari? 1 generation. The people that were there at the beginning of the war could live to the end of the war, because they lived for such an incredibly long time.
Commander.
You settling in, Javik?
I believe some of the crew wishes to be my friend. That is not my purpose here. Also, I find I need to wash my hands. The residue of the ship is strong.
How so?
I have been exploring. There are traces of those who lived on the Normandy before. I detected a human female. Her genetic structure was unnatural, as if artificially created.
Sounds like Miranda.
And a Drell. There was illness in him.
Thane.
And a Krogan who lived in these quarters. He was undergoing a metamorphosis. His memories were confused, not organic to his mind. There was great confusion and turmoil.
I still can't wrap my head around that. Reading information like you do.
For my people, it was as natural as breathing.
Evolution's an amazing force.
Our scientists believed it was the only force in the galaxy that mattered. They called it the cosmic imperative. The strong flourished. The weak perished. The governments of your cycle seem concerned with ensuring the survival of all.
Was this imperative just your scientists' opinion, or did they prove something we don't know?
The universe had already proven it. They only had to look around.
And saw what exactly?
Extinction is the rule of law in the cosmos, the natural order of things. The weakest species are doomed.
It's the duty of the strong to protect the weak. Otherwise we'd have anarchy.
But those who had nothing to offer would be eliminated.
So conflict should be a way of life.
Evolution demands it. The strong grow stronger by dominating the weak. It is for the greater good of all. Though I do not think your Asari approves of my beliefs.
Liara? I think she just had a different idea about what Protheans were like.
We are all a product of our time. Had I been born in this cycle, perhaps I would be the noble scholar she wishes me to be.
You think you'd like that? It's a whole different line of work.
I wouldn't know. Living a life of constant war. Taking life in every battle.
I see how it could be tough to see outside the box.
It is the only box I have known. It shapes me, as stone is shaped by the one who carves it. The stone has no choice in the form it will take. You and I, Commander. War is our sculptor, and we are prisoners to its design.
Maybe not much longer. We win this and we'll both be set free.
How crazy would it be to find out that there's a Prothean on Andromeda or something like that? It's not entirely crazy. I don't know anything about the Andromeda game, so I don't know how we reach Andromeda. I don't know how that happens. If it's like a special Mass Effect relay or something. But what if Protheans were there? And what if there's Protheans that are there and they've been there stranded for so long and they don't even know that their own society has been extinct long ago? That'd be a weird direction to take, though. They should probably make up new aliens for the new galaxy.
Thank you, Commander. I have seen the death of a Reaper. It has been a long time.
Let's hope it's the
If the Krogan seek retribution for the past, do not waste time on sterility plagues. Destroy them where they stand. In the meantime, they are useful cannon fodder against the Reapers. Do not care what others think. Do what you must. Do not care what others think. Do what you must.
It's weird having them be so ready for the idea of wiping out the Krogan. What happened to the strong survive and the weak perish? Aren't the Krogan the strong? Don't they have the right to rule the galaxy by his rules? Seems like it. Seems like we should all step aside for the Krogans to take over, based on Prothean rules.
Our newest crew member.
You mean the biggest story in 50,000 years that I can in no way talk about?
So you have seen him. Just wondering.
Nah, the Prothean's not the newest crew member. That's Garrus. You're wrong.
Commander, got a minute?
What do you want to know?
You've just implemented a cure for the genophage. Millions of Krogan will start fighting the Reapers. What do you say to people who think humanity is starting another Rachni War and Krogan rebellions?
It's easy to remember the worst of Krogan history, but you also need to remember the best.
Meaning?
The Krogan were heroes once, and they want to be heroes again. We're giving them that chance.
Are you aware that Clan Urdnot is already petitioning the Council for an embassy and rights to a colony world?
The Krogan are coming to the aid of a Council homeworld. That's more than a lot of species can say. I helped them get the genophage cure. Anything more is between the Council and the Krogan.
There it is, straight from Commander Shepard. Until tomorrow, this is Diana Allers. Good night and stay strong. Okay, I'll cut that together with the rest of the segment and send it to Command for approval.
Yeah, that's accurate. The Krogan... Whoa, war asset. I got a war asset from talking to Diana. That's... weird? Okay. The Krogan war asset from talking to Diana. What, they saw the interview and that's how I got support, I guess? So everyone's supposed to be in the back area.
Edie doesn't pilot the Normandy, she is the Normandy.
No, she's a passenger in the Normandy just like us. The ship was a spacefaring vessel before Edie even existed.
Engineer Donnelly is correct. The Normandy SR-2 was completely spaceworthy prior to my installation.
See, Edie agrees with me.
Edie's mind and the Normandy are a whole entity now. You couldn't just move the processors in the AI core to another ship.
Engineer Adams is correct. Processes that contribute to my self-awareness are spread throughout the ship.
See? Edie agrees with me.
But unlike Edie, our brains couldn't have existed without our bodies.
That is a requisite from being organic. You have to look beyond that limited definition of life.
Joker pilots the Normandy. He doesn't take over Edie's body when he does that. When Edie controls the ship, she's piloting, just like Joker.
Edie doesn't pilot the Normandy, she is the Normandy.
No, she's a passenger
now it's
in
looping.
the Normandy, just like us.
Who am I
The ship was a spacefaring vessel before Edie even existed.
What's the topic on which I'm even supporting people?
The Normandy SR-2 was completely spaceworthy
Oh
prior
well.
to my installation.
The most important thing is that this topic seems incredibly unimportant. So let's just pick somebody.
The Normandy is a ship. Edie is a collection of processing hardware contained in that ship. Those are two separate things.
Doesn't the existence of the Reapers contradict that?
So what do you think, Edie?
Are we more than our thoughts?
I'm done. Any more of this and my head's gonna explode.
No, I love arguing about AI. Let's do this for like 3 more hours. Also, the Reapers are partly organic, so that gets really confusing really fast if you want to talk about that.
Adams would like to speak to you.
You should go see Adams, Commander.
Apparently there's new secretaries.
Commander, remember the problem I mentioned? About a core overload possibly venting into the engineering compartment? Daniels, Donnelly, Edie, and I have been brainstorming and comparing notes.
You see, the venting occurs when IES sinks are in a back cycle. At the same moment, the main core is at peak draw, such as from sustained kinetic.
What Kenneth means to say is that we're pretty sure we can make the system safer.
We just need a GX-12 thermal pipe. Unfortunately, we're cut off from Alliance supply chains. Could you keep an eye out for one the next time you're on the Citadel, Commander? I've got the specs right here.
Are these modifications really necessary?
It's a safety issue, not exactly critical. Under extreme conditions, like heavy bombardment to the kinetic barriers while traveling at peak flight speeds, plasma can vent into this compartment.
It would vaporize anyone standing in this room.
That sounds more serious than just a safety issue.
Well, under those conditions, odds are you're about to lose the entire ship anyway.
But we want every advantage we can get, right?
I'll look for one the next time we go to the Citadel.
Thanks, Commander.
That's pretty major, yeah. Judging by... I genuinely don't know, actually, but judging by how the suicide missions handled in Mass Effect 2, I would totally expect to find out that if you don't do this, everyone in this room does die at some point.
Need anything, Commander?
Nothing new. Oh, we can ask about the Donnellys.
How's Engineer Donnelly working out?
The kid's got talent. Now if he could just learn to shut his damn mouth.
Problems?
I'm sorry, Commander. Donnelly is dedicated, knowledgeable, and thinks on his feet. I'm glad to have him on my team. Could use a lesson or two about respecting chain of command, but I've handled the likes of him before. No need for concern.
How's Engineer Daniels working out?
Her, I like. She's sharp and knows propulsion theory better than most physicists I've met. And she's easy to work with, too. Always said you had an eye for talent. Good job bringing her back to the Alliance.
Carry on, Adams.
Aye, aye, ma'am.
Well, everyone's getting along nicely. I feel like I should double check down here just to see if anything's changed, even though I don't think anything will have. I almost feel like they abandoned this part of the ship just because coming down here was kind of weirdly out of the way. Nobody gets to replace Jack apparently, except this is where you recapture your space hamster. Yeah, that's kind of the role that whole part of the ship has played so far. Is it's the weird little pocket where they stash your it's the weird little pocket where they stash stuff that's left over from the previous game, basically. Man, Javik being in Grunt's place, sure, but Allers being in Zaid's place? How weird does that feel? It just seems like a really strange juxtaposition of characters.
For your shuttle being so stealthy and all, you sure do get shot at a lot.
Well, the UT-47A stealth systems only internalize heat and high-band emissions. So while few sensors can pick us up, our cover is blown as soon as someone looks up.
Time for an upgrade.
Most scanners and tracking systems don't operate in mid-range frequencies. Sure, maybe we've been shot at, but we haven't been shot down.
Yet. Lucky for us, you're almost as good a pilot as you think you are.
Well, yeah. There's that, too. That last drop on Tuchanka was intense. I tried providing air support, but the sky was so full of Cerberus, it was like someone kicked a hornet's nest. Ma'am?
Yeah, getting really tired of Cerberus. We're gonna have to do something about that. Hopefully. Take any jobs I can.
Parts of Tuchanka reminded me of the desert back home. The lizards and worms are bigger, but, you know, the sand and everything. You think that cure they dispersed could do anything to us? We're not going to start growing scales or anything, right? Maybe now that we have the Krogan on board, we can go back to fighting the Reapers. I was looking at the specs on that Reaper you took out on Tuchanka. That was one of the small ones? Don't get me wrong, it's still dead, but damn. There was nothing small about it. Too bad about Tarquin. I was starting to like him. Do you hear that hum? Is that just me? Do you hear that hum? Is that just me?
No, all you ever hear is hums here. It's a non-stop humming noise in the background. At all times. Has this... Oh, it's the weapon upgrade screen. Wow, that's gotten to be a long list now. Okay, wow, a lot of stores are here now, huh? Okay, good to know. Sporting goods... So I can buy from anything here, it's just I have to pay 10% more instead of just, you know, going to the Citadel myself. Spectre requisitions, that's good to just know in advance. It's just those 3 weapons again. I'm thinking of the wrong things, I think. I'm just thinking of whether or not any weird missed items show up at the Spectre place. I might have to physically go there for that, though. Yeah, I don't see myself having a lot of reason to use that unless I just can't find a place anymore. Like I don't remember how to find it on the Citadel or something. How is it spinning? How does that work? The Solarian Councilor has concerns that Councilor Udina is a potential security risk. Go to the Citadel and discuss the matter in person. Time to find out whether or not the human Councilor is a traitor. Isn't that fun? Also, it's been loading in the corner of the screen for like a long time now. Is it gonna go away? Alright. You do you, buddy, I guess. It's just loading away. Alright. Well, here's the Citadel. Please stop loading. I'm starting to get worried that that's gonna stay there. Yes, I know it's loading. This is a loading screen. Okay, yep. I broke it. I broke it. Please insert disk 2. Maybe that'll break the load. No, it's still loading. No, you're not loading, game. Stop. Go away. Oh. Well, at least we're saving again now. Your twins here.
Alliance Control, this is SSV Normandy. Are we clear to descend? Alliance Control, this is Normandy. We're headed to Bay 1-4, Zakara Ward. Are we clear to descend? What the hell's going on down there? Even if there were a station malfunction, they'd have backups online. I got a bad feeling here. Checking emergency channels. Hey, yeah, this is Joker. Uh-huh. Yeah, no kidding. Commander, there's a communication from Thane. He says it's important. I think you'll want to hear this.
Put him through.
Shepard, the Citadel is under attack. Cerberus troops are everywhere and they're in control of the docks.
Are you safe?
No, I had to evade their commandos at the hospital. I'm in a Presidium storefront.
Did Ashley make it out?
We got separated. She said she had to protect the Council. I'm going to CSEC headquarters.
Why CSEC headquarters?
It's been compromised, and CSEC's response depends on it. As long as Cerberus is holding the headquarters, they have the station.
All right, Joker. Get us away from the docks and close to CSEC HQ. We'll deploy in the shuttle.
Aye, aye, Commander.
So what's the justification this time, Cerberus? You gotta come up with a reason for what you're doing here? Let's go Garrison the Arrow on this one. How are we doing on skills? Probably should save up. Oh, we don't. Never mind. We have enough for these things. Okay. Next ammo thing is cover penetration and anti-armor. Then just raw damage. Let's go for that one. The piercing. The Yara? Nope. We got some saving up to do for you. Did I just see Bailey die? Well, that doesn't make me happy. You're going to fly now. There you go. Oh, that didn't lock on. Whoops. There we go. I think Bailey might be dead. I'm not sure. Or at least shot down. That sure looked like Bailey, unless they made the mistake of using someone that looked awfully similar. Fly. This is a real bad place for you to fight me, because any of these physics-based attacks basically just mean you die. That'll probably still hit him, right? Yep. Figured as much. Boing. If I'm lucky, they'll just fly off a ledge. Whoa. He went on a trip. Hey, buddy. Oh, we dodged it. Good job. Too bad. Whee! Oh, it's fun. Oh, we have fun here. I need to try to yank them off the ledge, though. Like that. Oh, he's heavy, apparently. There we go. That's a good one. Oh. I like how when they roll out of the way, the homing doesn't even make sense. Like, the homing attack, if the enemy rolls, doesn't even vaguely try to go towards them. It just goes in a completely ridiculous direction instead. As if like, whoa, his roll threw me off so hard that I'm going into space now. Oh, he lost it in the fog. There we go. There we go. Where'd he go? Hey! I like how their police cruisers, by the way, for CSEC, have the same light on top that's red and blue. Like, from Earth. It's a really weird detail. Oh, he dodged it. But now it's locking on! Whee! I just shot him out of the sky. Oh, who's over here? That's just the shields. Oh, Bailey is here. I was right. So I just want to point out that at this point, Cerberus is some sort of all-encompassing hyperpower that apparently can directly attack the Citadel. It's starting to get really weird.
Shepard, I saw those Cerberus troops on you. I thought you were done for.
Bailey, what are you doing here?
Getting my ass shot off trying to retake headquarters. Cerberus took it in the first push. We gotta kick them out of there. Everyone in C-Sec's flying blind without the network.
How bad's the situation? Do you know if the Councilors are alive?
They split up. I'll know more if I can access the terminal inside.
Can you get us in?
I'll get the door. If no one interrupts me with a bullet this time. Here we go. CSAT network access, courtesy of Cerberus.
How's that gonna help?
Cerberus has control of the main channels, but I can set up a new one. Without it, our people have no plan and no chance. Hello.
What have you got?
A warning from Councilor Ballard. He's supposed to be here meeting with the Executor. Be on guard. The likelihood of betrayal from within is high. Not a lot else. But if he's inside...
Why would the Councilor be meeting with the Executor?
Usually it means someone big's about to be prosecuted. I guess that someone had Cerberus friends.
The Councilor mentioned Udina. But that's insane. Does he even have this kind of pull?
Well, you know who'd have the answer to that? The Councilor.
One Councilor's better than zero. Where am I headed?
He could be in the Executor's office. It's a fairly defensible position.
I'm on it.
Just a sec. There. Now we can talk by Omnitool. Go.
Thane, did you hear all that?
Yes. I'm nearing the building, but running is difficult. I'll try to get to you.
Oh no, Thane. He's in active duty now? This is... He's dying already. Oh, that's not who I meant to do that to. There we go. Whoa! That's a bad time. I feel bad. Thane can barely move around, and he's trying to help in this war zone now. Singularity for you. Block that with a shield. Whoa. Sorry. Not sorry. You're trying to wipe out the Citadel. What the hell? What the hell, man? Reaper invasion. So, like, Cerberus is just working for the Reapers, right, then? So, like, what, do all the people just... have they convinced themselves that like, it's a good idea to work for the Reapers? Every single Cerberus operative? Because they're actively working against everybody who opposes the Reapers. But, like, I mean, generally the people who we haven't indoctrinated, for example, so far have been people that, they have some sort of logic that's kind of haphazardly jammed together that convinces them that they're doing the right thing for one reason or another. Like how Saren thought it was the only way to continue forward. This isn't really a humanity first thing, though. Once you're becoming subservient to the Reapers. So I'm wondering what their weird, jumbled internal logic is that they're telling themselves when they do stuff like this. There we go. Hi there. Deck you in the face. Deck you in the face. Deck you in the... Oh. Garrus got him.
They were dug in.
I can see more through the cameras. They're all over the station.
For your protection.
What's on fire? Wait, what's burning there? There's nothing flammable, I don't think. Double loading doors, huh? Hi. Boing. Oh, he got me. Kind of. Oh, there it goes. And detonate. Boom. Whoa, that looked like it hurt. Let me rub some salt on it. You guys have any more of those SMG upgrades to make my powers more powerful? I feel like I need a little bump. Just to add. How did a recon hood fit in that container? I'm not crazy, right? That was a flat container. How did a helm fit in there? That don't make no sense. Hello. The Revenant. Why is it better to drag them into the hall? So they don't die in the showers? And in the bathroom, I guess? I don't know, seems like a slightly odd detail, I guess. They could have at least shot them out over there, where they'd be covered in water instead of this dry bathroom. Everyone knows that dying in the rain is more thematically consistent. It's a better place to die. Try again. Stand up, please. There you go. How is that? What? Why is my thing not working? There we go. That was weird. I tried a few times to use overload, even when he was standing straight up in front of me, and it wasn't triggering correctly. Odd.
Reset complete. Access enabled.
All I did was press a button. Come to think of it, rating CSEC, we get a lot of upgrades probably.
None yet.
Damn it, keep looking.
As you wish.
Whoa.
Understood.
If you put the arrows on the ground, they sink underground. That's a neat detail.
Richfield! Lamont! You alive?
Could you perhaps not alert everyone?
If gunfire doesn't put them on notice, I sure won't.
Personal log. Armando Owen Bailey. His name's Armando? Entry 1. Warn Herc that if he doesn't fill out his reports properly, I'm kicking his ass from one end of the Citadel to the other. Reschedule meeting with customs analyst about cargo weight discrepancies over the last year. Don't let him wriggle out of that again, damn it. Reports of undesirables getting on station illegally. Have biometric systems calibrated. Again. Kick Herc's sorry ass from one end of the Citadel to the other. That's an interesting to-do list right there. Oh man. You gotta feel for Garrus a little bit here. He's calling out for old co-workers that he's hoping are still alive, basically. Which fits... That fits with his Archangel stuff too. It's another case of that. It's another case of him having a crew of people that were supposed to be doing the right thing, and they might all be dead now. He doesn't have a great track record with surviving friends. I want those things though, so could you like open up, please? Is there like a trick? How do I get access undenied? Bailey, can you help me out here? That's all broken too. Must be in here. Maybe that fixed it. Salvage. Alright, I may have just fixed the previous door, because that was the door control thing. A Hornet. Wow, we're just stocking up on weapons in this mission. Talon. Sergeant Uriah Shaw. To Captain Ayana Mao. I brought up number 177504 from evidence so you can see for yourself. We caught the slag who was assembling it on one of the Tower 110's bathrooms. He got it past the detectors in pieces. Metal barrel and a hollowed out Omni tool. Ezo in one of those Cision toothbrushes. The rest was plastic or ceramic. No gang ink on him. He was in a sport coat like most of the male employees of Tower 110. His ID was manufactured. He's got a record that dates back to when his med card was issued, and before that, nothing. This is way beyond coincidence. This is a pro-assassin, and he's not alone. We've got people smuggling Talons all over the station. Patrol knows it. Organized crime knows it. Everybody knows it. But when you try to talk to the mayor, you hit a steel wall. Where's Internal Affairs when you need them? Why can't we get them to open up an investigation on customs? You would not get away with this blind eye business if this were LA or Hong Kong. The mayor says he's not going to screw over good police because of the one nut with a pistol. But it isn't just one. Ask the executor this. If this is the stuff we're catching, what's slipping by? Shaw. It's a reasonable point. That's some messed up shit to just to be finding inside there. Building, but I guess the point's a little moot now. At least today specifically. Boing. Boing. Sorry, are we talking about something? Maybe I should have listened to that. Feels like a priority not to get just to take them out as fast as possible, though.
Yeah, there's a stairwell further on. Executor's office is right above it. Let's hope we're not too late.
I'm definitely just straight up looting people's businesses now. Hi there. Bye. Hi there. Bye. Hi there. Bye. Where's that guy? Hi there. Bye. Bye. Whoa, where'd he go? Hi there. He didn't survive, I'm sorry. Holy crap, another gun? No, sniper rifle piercing mod. I mean, given the fact that there are... It makes sense that upgrades are constantly a thing, because you have like 6 categories of weapon, and then you have like 8 categories of upgrade per weapon, and then each individual upgrade for each individual category for each weapon itself probably has like 5 different ranks of increasing stats. So that's actually like a staggering overall total of upgrades defined in missions and stores throughout the entire game. That's why I kind of stick with the idea of grabbing whatever I can in every mission, obviously, but I only really buy the ones for the weapon I use specifically because you would lose all your money so fast if you tried to buy every upgrade that exists in the game.
Bailey, looks like they got the Executor and 2 Solarian bodyguards.
Damn, alright, keep searching. If you don't see the Councilor's body, don't count him out yet.
Found him. He looks unharmed.
Get him somewhere safe.
Don't even think about it.
Shepard, he's going to kill us all!
That remains to be seen.
I mean, Udina, he's staging a coup. He's got the other councilors now to hand over to Cerberus.
3 on 1, pal. It's over.
No. No, it's fun.
How bad is it?
I have time. Catch him.
Shepard, what's going on up there?
Thane needs medical help, fast, and I need to take care of an assassin.
He must be going after the rest of the council.
Get the word out. Udina's trying to seize power. I've got to get to the councilors.
They're being taken to a shuttle pad on the Presidium. Start driving. I'll try to raise them on the comm. I've got a fix on the council's position. I'm sending it to your car.
Good work, Bailey. We're almost there.
cars stopped?
I'm on foot now. Any luck contacting the Council?
Negative. Their guards are dead. But we've still got vital signs on the Council's transponders.
Where are they going?
The shuttle pad above Shelmar Plaza. Udina's with them. If he can get them in range of that assassin, this is all over.
On my way.
God damn it, don't take Thane, you just took Morden, like last mission. Wow, Liara went down. Wow, that guy was immune to Lash, I think, unless I was somehow missing over and over again. I think Lash flat out didn't work on them. So Thane has heroically saved the Solarian Councilor, and that guy's leg's going through a wall. That's weird. Ow! But it very much seems like Thane may have died as a result. He's been stabbed straight through. He impressively was apparently able to go running through the whole place. Like that was... He somehow went down the stairs to chase after them. Seems a little convenient to the story at times that Shepard seems to forget about her many powers and special abilities she can use every time a cutscene happens. She just is like, I'm gonna shoot at people with a pistol. That's the most effective strategy. I'm like, what? You're gonna use like an overload, or maybe have, you know, call in Liara's singularity, or use a lash, or throw a grenade at somebody. I don't know. There's so many tricks we have up our sleeves that I don't even shoot for entire missions oftentimes. But my character in cutscenes only shoots people. So it's a weird dissonance. Hi there. There we go, I shot somebody. Just to remind myself that I can. So they seem to be taking this moment to introduce a new enemy type. And the fact that they're super weak to overload abilities makes me happy that I have a chaining overload ability now. Let's deal with you real quick. How you doing? Oh look, you went into the overload, into the singularity. Thank you. So this is very much we're very much getting the whole end of a trilogy feeling here, and that nobody is really safe. Not that they were particularly safe in the previous game necessarily, just with the whole premise of a suicide mission. I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm not dead, somehow. Alright. I guess I will revive, because it'll get me and Garrus. I only used one first aid kit. Reviving one teammate still heals you for the same price. There we go. Although if two characters have to die, at least it's at least Thane and Morden were the two characters that were kind of resigned to the end of their lives. Morden was literally he was reaching the end of a Solarian life cycle just in general, and Thane has whoa, am I going down this way? No. Oh, over here. And Thane has a lethal disease, unfortunately. It's still rough, though. At least they get to do something. One last accomplishment to set their feelings at ease a little bit. Thane getting to save someone's a big deal, because he's got a few rough memories related to his life as an assassin. And Morden had a very direct tie between the thing that killed him and everything he did for most of his life, basically. That shield's gonna take a while to burn through. Alright. Let's start working on it. I think I can just keep pointing this at him. I can probably just keep hitting him with overload even though I can't see him, and the shield will probably be gone soon. It's gone now. There we go. Come on. Just working through it. So I have mixed feelings about Kai Lang. So he was set up earlier in that we saw him... Oh! We saw him in the background of that one elusive man scene. So Shepard hasn't seen him yet, but we've seen him in a cutscene before. So he doesn't completely come out of nowhere. But really, your badass assassin character that's gonna go. It's hard not to feel like a certain amount of fan fiction applies here. He feels like a weird fan fiction insert in that he's He appears to be using a katana, or at least he's using a sword, which is inherently, like, odd in this setting. And he's got, like, weird cyberpunk stuff going on his body, and he establishes how badass he is by immediately taking down one of your, like a major character you've encountered before. I think if Thane dies on the suicide mission, or before the suicide, or it isn't recruited, or something like that, like if Thane's not in your party, I think he ultimately gets replaced by Captain Kirahi. So even then, you still you have somebody getting defeated by Kai Lang to show how cool Kai Lang is.
I'm in the shaft.
Hang on. This'll be a fast climb.
Tell me that assassin hasn't reached the council.
He's trying, but I'm making his elevator stop on every floor.
Nice.
When in doubt, right?
Found our friend.
Kill his elevator. There's a power conduit beneath it.
Oh. Shit.
Right.
Oldie but goodie, right? Did I get it yet? I can't tell. That singularity is moving. What? I don't think they're supposed to move.
Incoming phantoms.
Oh. This again. Do I shoot at its bottom again? Nope, not this time. Bye.
Here we go.
Damn, our character's getting efficient at this.
Shepard, bad news.
Oh, yeah?
Is there any other kind?
That hitman jumped to another elevator and he's overridden my controls. He's on his way up. I can't stop him.
I'll handle it.
Here they come.
Oh, you see them all fall? That was great. It's rough that we just have to leave, apparently. Oh, how many elevators are in the same shaft?
I see them. Jump.
Oh, I'm going there. Oh, awkward.
What was that?
Gunman, get down! Go!
Oh, this is the reason why Udina made Ashley a Spectre.
Damn it! Cerberus hit the shuttle. Everybody back to the elevator. Shepard?
Shepard's blocking our escape. She's with Cerberus.
Everybody, hang on. Shepard, what's happening here?
You know me better than this, Ash.
I knew the old Shepard before Cerberus. Right now, I'm not sure who I'm dealing with.
We don't have time to negotiate. You've been fooled, all of you. Udina's behind this attack. The Solarian Councilor confirmed it.
Please, you have no proof. You never do.
There are Cerberus soldiers in the elevator shaft behind us. If you open that door, they'll kill you all.
We've mistrusted Shepard before, and it did not help us.
We don't have time to debate this. We're dead if we stay out here. I'm overriding the lock.
I'm gonna regret this.
No, you're not.
Udina, step back from the console.
To hell with this.
Gun!
Get the council back and cover that door.
The door!
Bailey.
Made it as fast as we could, Shepard. Looks like you took care of things.
Something's not right. You said Cerberus was targeting us. Where did their soldiers go?
Cerberus was right here, but they beat feet into the Keeper tunnels when they figured out we were coming. Sorry, Councilor, I'll say it plain. Shepard just saved the lot of you.
And you have saved my life twice now, Shepard. I owe you both a personal debt, and one on behalf of Palaven.
You don't owe me anything, Councilor. Times like this, we all stand together.
Commander, do you have any idea why the elusive man would do this?
No, I don't. But I plan to find out.
All right, people. Principals are evacuated. We got a tunnel and 1 million more places to secure. Move it.
Yes? Things didn't go as planned. The Council's still in control of the Citadel and Udina's dead.
Udina was expendable.
Now what?
There are other plans in motion. I'll fill you in when you return. I'm surprised you let Shepard get the better of you, Ling.
It won't happen again.
We'll see.
We looked over every centimeter of those tunnels, Shepard. Your Cerberus pal is made out of smoke and mirrors.
But these are tunnels, right? Just one exit and one entrance.
No, that Keeper tunnel from the elevator lobby led into the superstructure. Once you're in there, the place is like an ant farm. We can't even get an ID on him. He released a VI into the Citadel system that erased footage of him wherever he went. I guess he didn't trust that Udina's plan would come together. That reminds me, we got your friend Thane into Huerta Memorial. He's in for surgery. Apparently, there's complications.
Do you think he'll make it?
I caught that they didn't have much drill blood on the Citadel. I notified his next of kin, his son Koliat. He was the right blood type, but I don't know if he made it in time. We're pretty sure the route to the hospital is safe from Cerberus. If you want to see him, I'd go now.
I'll get on it.
Oh. And you can tell him the Solarian Councilor says he's a hero. It just, I don't know, make things easier for him.
Say no. So, wow. In very quick order, we crossed off Udina and Morden, and it seems like we're crossing off Thane now. We're losing people very quickly.
So many pieces to put back together since the Cerberus attack. We're reeling from the implications. Udina in league with Cerberus trying to murder the Council. These are dark days for all of us.
Thought you'd be in the hospital.
If I'm breathing, I'm working. Probably the worst I've ever been hurt. Fitting, I guess, given the state of the galaxy. But if Cerberus thinks a few slugs is gonna keep me out of action, they've got another thing coming.
All that time you were working for Udina, did you ever suspect?
Always rubbed me a little wrong. Still, that traitorous bastard upped me. Probably made me for an idiot. I guess I proved him right.
He's dead and you're still here, Bailey.
Thanks to you. If you hadn't shown up, Udina and Cerberus would be dancing on my grave.
Can this station be defended?
The internal security breaches have been patched, but we're dangerously low on manpower. We're grilling our own people and trying to figure out if Udina acted alone, but it's time-consuming. All in all, we're still vulnerable, but I think we've taken the right steps.
You hear anything about your family out there?
Not a peep. Always believed I'd get a chance to tell my ex-wife a few things. And my kids on Earth. I was supposed to visit them. First vacation in years, but I had to cancel when I got promoted.
Don't give up hope, Bailey.
Thanks, Shepard. I'm really trying not to think about it.
How does the Citadel fit into the war now?
The war finally found us. This is so far beyond our imagination, and we have been trained to expect the unexpected. Since the coup attempt, folks are shutting down and shutting in. I hear a lot of praying. And crying. They're saying this is the war to end all wars. Well, I haven't seen anything to say they aren't right.
No time for rest. Good luck, Bailey.
Yeah, you too, Shepard.
It'd be nice to think that if this war does conclude in our favor, we can stop fighting, perhaps. But it's so hard to believe that, considering our own history being less than stellar with that. The Spectre requisitions. Yep. Just thought I'd double check to see if there's anything I've missed along the way, or anything I can do. Nothing there. Power recharge on Greaves. Sniper rifle concentration mod. Is that a brand new thing, or is it like not even in an upgraded category, but just a whole new category altogether? I'll grab it just in case. Some of the stuff's just not entirely worth it. The way that he phrased that, saying that the, what was that? Oh, that was just the, oh, it was the door. I thought it was highlighting this person. The way he phrased that, he says that he thinks the path to the hospital is safe. That suggests that there's still paths around here that aren't safe.
My wife just sent back to active duty, and I'm about to get shipped out too. I was told you might be able to help me.
Of course. You're Neota's spouse, correct?
Yes. How did you know that?
We keep identity information on all permanent Citadel residents engaged in formal relationships with Asari. That way, should anyone require diplomatic aid, we can ensure prompt assistance.
It's wonderful. Then you can help me send my daughter back to my wife's family?
I'm afraid, however, that might be a bit difficult.
That's a new one. Oh, did they replace all the dialogue people with new dialogue people for me to walk by several times to trigger over and over again? The old woman's gone now. Now it's this character that looks suspiciously like mine from profile, although it's a different hairstyle. It looks like the same hairstyle, but it's not. I remember scrolling past that one when I picked this one. There's a lot of very similar head buns for the female characters. There's not a lot of there's not a ton of variety.
Damn it! How are we supposed to predict the moves of an enemy we don't understand? Divert to... Crap, do we have any AI-enabled fragments of Sovereign? Any Reaper code I can analyze? No? Well, then they'll keep outmaneuvering our fleet, and Asari worlds will keep burning.
Reaper code fragments. Are you a Spectre? You look like a... Well, I guess you're a Asari Commando. It's hard to tell the difference between the two. What are you guys in line for? I've already dealt with this guy. He didn't move anywhere. Interesting. Where's that guy's hand? Are you going... It looked like his hand was going through the, It looked like it was going straight through the, Turian somehow. So things are a mess.
Spectre status. One moment, please.
Obviously we're going straight to Thane. I'm not a monster. Although my face is getting a little grody over time. Is that the stress of the war coming back, making the old scars resurface? It's an interesting...
Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
Don't know why I walk towards the camera when I can just do this. Actually, they're not really visible on the screen very much. But it seems that they chose to reinstate the scar stuff from the previous game. Which is interesting, because they could have that. I basically had them vanish before.
We're low on metagel and synthetic blood, and we don't have enough volunteers. If we could get the rings of Elune from the Salian Nebula, we could declare a cultural crisis. People would have to listen. No, they're not just symbolic. The Asari revere Elune. She wore these rings after learning medicine from Athame herself. She was like a Dalatress for your people. If we displayed her rings, we'd get more Asari support in the hospitals.
So we're getting more and more things we can use here.
So I'm in the shower with hot water and everything. And that's when Neaira came.
Neaira was another huntress on your ship?
Yeah, a friend. I wanted it to be more than that, but she had a medical condition.
It's okay. It's in the file.
The farm girl calls in to me that another Asari is here. I thought the shuttle had gotten back early. I come out in a towel, and Naira walks through the door. But it wasn't her. Not anymore.
Another cliffhanger for now. So they're in full triage mode now. There's just people stacked everywhere. Those two have their heads floating as if they're supposed to be on pillars, which is a weird pillows, which is a weird sight. Huh. Suddenly, seems like people are less interested in arguing about it, what we should name the hospital. Seems kind of pointless now, doesn't it? Whoa, I can buy another metal truck? Whoa!
Dedicated to the medical needs of all
I had access to 3 more ranks of metagel capacity. Neat. I was saying before that I kept addressing how it felt like the war just hadn't reached the Citadel yet. And this was like almost a fantasy area where people could argue about stuff because all the primary refugees are mostly just hiding away in that lower area. So a lot of people didn't see them and see the scale of things, but that's changed. The war has reached the Citadel.
Caliban is very busy, but this is one of your own generals. He was stabbed with a poisoned blade by a Cerberus soldier during the attack on the Citadel. We can't identify the toxin. We're barely keeping him alive right now. It's some form of neurotoxin. If you could look at our charts... Of course, I understand. Even a general is just one man. Good luck.
That's rough, though. We could save a general. That could be useful. That could turn something.
Who lives or dies? That's not what we do. We help our patients, all of them.
That's a nice sentiment, but it won't help when we run out of supplies. I've seen this happen in combat before. And we will run out of supplies. Have you seen the projections the administration center made?
I have. The situation is going to get worse. What's your point?
We can't deny the facts. If we prioritize them, some of our patients are in a much better position to survive. If we take care of them first and ration our supplies, we can save some now and enable ourselves to save more later.
We cannot do that. We swore an oath to help the sick regardless of their economic situations or their places in society. Who are we to choose who lives or dies? That's not what we do. We help our patients, all of them.
That's a nice sentence.
We're fighting right now to protect the people you're talking about. If you let these people die, that fight is for nothing.
It's not that simple. If we aren't careful about this now, we'll end up losing everyone.
Then we'll find a way. Look, we have more fortunate patients, right?
Yes. And I hate to say it, but the fortunate ones have far better survival odds.
And more credits. So we asked them for donations, to get more supplies, for those without credits.
What? Are you saying what I think you're saying? That's... that actually might work.
Exactly. It's reprehensible normally to do that kind of stuff just to, basically try to make money off the situation, but right now it's vital.
Can I help you?
I'm looking for a Drell named Thane Krios.
Well, we have a Drell, but not under that name.
He was injured. Stab wound. He's a regular patient here.
It's all right, it's all right. I see. The doctors were able to repair a lot of the trauma. However, Mr. Krios is in the final stages of Keprel's syndrome. At its worst, Keprel's syndrome interferes with his blood's ability to carry oxygen, and he lost a lot. Now, they've given him transfusions, but frankly, there was a very limited supply of Drell blood on the Citadel.
I'll get more. Give me his blood type.
That's not going to work. Only one other Drell on the station is a match, and that Drell is in with him now. We did all we could to help him through surgery, but his body can't replace lost blood with new cells. Too much shock. His son, Koliat, he's in there saying his goodbyes. You might want to say yours.
Commander Shepard, my father mentioned you were no longer incarcerated. I don't know if you remember me. I'm Koliat Krios. I came to donate blood and, well, he asked me to take off his oxygen mask so he could be comfortable. I don't think it will be very long.
Your father helped me save a lot of lives. I'd like to be here.
Of course.
Commander. I'm afraid I won't be joining you again.
You've done more than enough, Thane.
That assassin should be embarrassed. A terminally ill Drell managed to stop him from reaching his target.
I'll pass the word along.
There's something I must do before it gets worse. I must... Kalahira, mistress of inscrutable depths, I ask forgiveness. Kalahira, whose waves wear down stone and sand.
Kalahira, wash the sins from this one, and set him on the distant shore of the infinite spirit.
Kolyat, you speak as the priests do. You have been spending time with them.
I brought a prayer book. Commander, would you care to join me? Kalahira, this one's heart is pure, but beset by wickedness and contention.
Guide this one to where the traveler never tires. The lover never leaves. The hungry never starve. Guide this one, Kalahira, and she will be a companion to you as she was to me. Why did the last verse say she?
The prayer was not for him, Commander. He has already asked forgiveness for the lives he has taken. His wish was for you.
Goodbye, Thane. You won't be alone long.
Obtaining a cure to the genophage, Krogan leaders have announced an alliance with the Turian...
There we go. So we've lost Udina and Thane and Mordin. Well, lost is not the right word to use for Udina, but we're quickly removing several known entities from various previous games. The checklist is changing context now. For a while there, the checklist was, oh yay, let's reunite with a bunch of people. But now there's a second checklist, which is, let's kill a bunch of previous characters. At the end of a trilogy and at the end of the war, this is when the really not fun stuff can happen. And he was still thinking about us at the end. He still believes in the mission. He believes in our ability to take care of this. Also somewhat interrupted what I was in the middle of. That was slightly abrupt. Did I manage to skip him somehow? I must have managed to skip that NPC for a while and walk past his box or something. But yeah, like, she's talking about triage here when she's talking about picking people to live and pick people to die so that you can save your resources. It makes sense in an isolated battlefield situation where you're in the middle of nowhere and not going to be able to get more stuff, but this is the capital of the galaxy. I would say use whatever resources you can to save as many people as you can, because if there's any place that's going to get more stuff, it's here. Charge people more money to get more resources. Find more resources. There's people that you can contact. There are people who are related to the situation that can still help things. There could be an eventual need to triage, but that shouldn't be the first reaction to the situation. She's probably somebody, in fact I think she confirmed with her own dialogue that she worked in battlefield situations, and she may be defaulting too quickly to solutions she's used in the past as opposed to what is immediately what fits the situation here. Things are truly a mess now. Alright. We're out of safe places in the galaxy.